Everyone, welcome back to Get Your Mind Right Barbecue. I'm Tommy D. I got a simple, easy, and quick recipe for you. We're doing pork tenderloins wrapped in bacon. Everybody loves bacon. I love bacon. Bacon's fat, it's flavor. So we're going to wrap these pork tenderloins in bacon, get them out on the smoker. Basically, I went to the Kroger. I got, they usually come in packs of 2. If not, they come in packs of 1. It's just a basic pork tenderloin, not a pork loin, pork tenderloin. So these came in 2. It's about 2.6 pounds. I like to use a lot of bacon. Some people cut these in half, and you can. You're kind of wasting all the bacon, but we're not wasting bacon. If we're putting it out on the smoker, then we're going to eat it all. So I'm going to use the whole pound of bacon is what I bought here. Simple recipe. I'm going to start off with a little binder. Just spray a little of the duck fat on so the rub will stick. Okay. And on the inside of the pork loin, I'm going with Lane's signature rub. This guy's out of Bethlehem, Georgia. Keep it local, folks. Don't take a lot. Just a little bit here. I'm going to flip it over. A lot of people do this without the bacon down. I just do this to kind of speed things up and simplify it. So what I'm doing is just giving it layers of flavor here, okay? Now that we got our pork tenderloin rubbed down, I'm going to put it at the edge of the bacon. There's several ways of doing this. You can cut this bacon in half and wrap it around it, or just fold it over. I do it this way for one reason. Once you get it started, it's kind of hard to get started, but once it does get started, it wraps all the way around the tenderloin. Or you can do a bacon weave, you can do whatever you like, whatever floats your boat, they say. But I like to do this because when you take this off the smoker and you get done, a lot of times if you do these half cuts of bacon and fold it over, the bacon comes off. So it's very important that you make sure everything's in form and try to make sure all this tenderloin's covered up. That bacon's going to give it that little bit of flavor. All right, now that we got everything, it looks beautiful. Like I said, there's a lot of bacon on there, but it's going to render down. We're going 275, 300. Last step is I'm using some of Mr. Lambert's Sweet Rub of mine. This stuff is great. It's competition king. It's been around forever. This is going to give it some good color to the outside of the bacon, outside of the loin. If you can hear my twins in the background, I apologize. I got 21-month-old boy, girl, the Durden twins, Aubrey and Baxter. I kind of want to get this on both sides. So as you can see, if you can zoom in there, darling, you can see what I'm talking about. That bacon kind of sticks together and molds, and that fat's going to render down and kind of stick to that meat so it doesn't come apart when we take it off the grill at the final stage. You don't have to put a whole lot of this rub on, folks. Just sprinkle a little bit. We kind of want to give it an extra little flavor, and also we want to give it some of that color. And that's basically it. I'm going to do this other one here so y'all can see it. You can put it on a pan, a cutting board. Stay tuned. We'll do this second one here, and we'll get them out on some smoke. Get your mind right. All right. First things first, let's get a little binder so our rub will stick. Just a little bit. You can use any cooking oil spray you would like. I like duck fat. It's been working out great for me. Gets a little crispier. It's a lot healthier. There's no additives or anything in it. You can check them out at duckfatspray.com. Or if you're a local here in the Athens area, you can get it at Walmart or Striplin's General Store. I prefer going to Striplin's. It's like a barbecue man's dream going into that place. They got so much stuff, you just have no idea. So this here, again, I'm using Lane's signature rub. They're out of Bethlehem, Georgia. I'm all about supporting my local barbecue family. Okay, so I like to get it to the edge. And these pans work out great compared to a cutting board because you have this lip. And that's why I like to use the whole piece of bacon instead of cutting in half, because I can get it started a little bit easier. Okay, so before you do this, I prefer to let this rub set in a few minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, and then roll over the bacon on top. So just have to be patient, folks, and get it started. And it'll stick. That's why I like using that binder. That bacon will stick to that duck fat spray. And if it's over on the side like that, like this piece here, we got one extra piece. You really don't want it hanging off. You just want full coverage. Okay? And we'll roll that over like so. All right, and there you have it. Last things we're going to do is give it a little bit of the sweet rub of mine for some color, like I said again. And we're going to let these sit out for about 5 minutes. Let your grill come up to temp. We'll be cooking these, like I said, at 275, 300. You can cook these on any grill you have as long as you go indirect heat, not directly over the flame. Anywhere between 275 to 300. You can use whatever rubs you would like to. Some people stuff these with cream cheese and all that good stuff, but I really like to taste that good pork on the pork, baby. It's a pork kind of day. Stay tuned, we're gonna get some smoke in the air. Let's get outside and get these on the smoker. All right, folks, we're back outside. Cooking on my OG Camp Chef DLX Pro. I got my probe inside to monitor my grill grates, my internal temp. Again, we're going 275, 300. It's gonna take about an hour. I'm going to get my pros, my thermal pros in there, put those inside the meat. We're looking to get this up to about 145. Be very careful with this bacon, folks. Make sure you get you some gloves. Let's center these up on the rack. Let me get this second one on. You can see how easy that is, and that bacon stays together. That's why I like to use those whole pieces. All right, so then we're going to get our probe. Stick this in the thickest part of the meat here so we can monitor the internals. Like I said, 145 is what we're shooting for. It's going to take around an hour. At the 30-minute mark, I'm going to step back outside. We're going to glaze it with some Big Bob Gibson's red sauce, world famous red sauce. Stay tuned, folks. All right, it's been 30 minutes, folks. Wow, they're looking great. These bacon wrapped tenderloins. It's about time to get some barbecue sauce on these suckers. I'm going with Mr. Big Bob Gibson's red sauce. This is delicious. His white sauce is world famous too. Decatur, Alabama. I've ate there personally when I was back in sales. Some good stuff. One of my top 3 sauces of all time. I'm just going to give it a good little douse of that and kind of just brush it in. You don't have to get crazy with it. Just get it on the sides, and you don't have to add a whole lot. I love Big Bob sauce because it's not too thick, not too thin and runny. It's just right. It glazes up. It's already looking good on top of that tenderloin there. So I'm going to let these go about another 25-30 minutes. We'll check up on them. We got our thermopros here hooked up, and we're looking for a 145. We're going to take them off and let them rest for about 10 minutes, and then we'll cut into them. Stay tuned, folks. All right, look at there, looking good. These things are done. As you can see, my thermopro's going off. They've reached that 145, 146 range. Let's get these off the grill, get them inside, and let them rest for about 10 minutes. Then we'll cut into them. Get your mind right, folks. That Bob Gibson's, Big Bob, beautiful. Okay, the bacon wrap pork tenderloins have been resting for about 10-15 minutes. That's about all I can stand. I got to cut into one of these bad boys and see what we're working with and give it a little bite to one of them. Let's see what we got here, babe, too. Oh yeah, look at the juice just coming out of that thing. All that fat from that bacon just renders down into the tenderloin itself. Very juicy. Look at that juice just coming out. The bacon's kind of rendered down a little bit. It's great. You can taste that sweet rub of mine on top of that bacon. Then you get those flavors, those layers of flavors as you get down to the pork. It's great. Very simple, very easy. Get your mind right, bacon wrapped tenderloin. I hope you are enjoying everything. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Get your mind right. Bacon wrapped tenderloin, get your mind right style. Can't beat it. Look at that juice coming out of it. Shout out to Lane's Barbecue, sweet rub of mine, duck fat spray, always coming through. Mr. Big Bob Gibson. I can't think of a better glazing barbecue. Get your mind right, people.